Planet Dolan.
From sleeping in a dumpster to setting oneself on fire, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things we've done while drunk. I'm Paprika, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Awesome Monkey with a bun. Hellbent went to a party with his friends one time. By the end of the night, he was very drunk. When they were ready to leave, Hellbent got in the wrong car. His friends had to drag him out of the car and put him in the right one. After putting him inside, Hellbent took off his pants and said, "I got pizza, baby!" Then he took off his underpants and said, "Now I got my hot dog!" When his friends kicked him out, Hellbent just ran around, still half naked. Number 9 was submitted by Kawaii Fox. James Shark was at a party at his friend's house. Everything was going good until he got drunk and came up with a great idea. He grabbed the mic after drinking 5 more cups of beer and yelled, "Let's go make a pool!" A couple of people followed him into the backyard where they started digging a hole. While they were digging, James Shark hit a water pipe, making water shoot into the air. A few people, including James Shark, took off their clothes and jumped through it for a while. They eventually stopped and continued digging while still naked. After getting about 5 feet deep, James Shark and a few others poured water into the hole. After filling the hole to the tippity top, everyone passed out. In the morning, James Shark woke up naked in the backyard next to some people he didn't even know. He grabbed his clothes, woke up his friend, and had him drive him home. On the way home, James Shark's friend told him that the pool he made the other night was a nice gift, even if it was only 6 feet deep. When he got to his house, James Shark snuck in through the window, slipped into his pajamas, and fell asleep. He was really never caught. Number 8 was submitted by DarkSpike223. The dumbest thing Nixium ever did while drunk was at his friend's 21st birthday party. He had a few shots of what he thought was Jack Daniels, but it turned out to be moonshine. After his 5th shot, Nixium took off all his clothes and tried to get everyone to go streaking with him. He then ran down the road thinking that a group of fellow partiers had joined him. It turned out that nobody was behind him, and he was the only drunken, naked man running down the road. He ran into the woods where he passed out under a tree. His friends found him and brought him back to their apartment. When he woke up, Nixium and his friends had a good laugh about the previous night's events. Also, a few of the girls from the party said that they were impressed by what Nixium was packing, and he ended up getting a few dates out of it. But after that night, Nixium's friends never invited him to another party. Number 7 was submitted by Talion Drake. When he was 17, Derek decided to steal some liquor from his parents' liquor cabinet. He met up with some of his friends and, after watching a few action movies, decided that the stuntman's job was easy. Derek told his friends that he could set himself on fire, just like the movies. So they went out to the garage and grabbed a gas can. Derek poured the gasoline all over his arms, grabbed a lighter, and set himself on fire. It was a little hotter than he expected, so he screamed and frantically waved his arms. Eventually, he was able to put himself out by rolling on the ground, all while his friends were laughing. After that, Derek no longer played with gasoline while drunk. That's probably a really good decision. Number 6 was submitted by Random Moonlight. Ghost Toast was a rebellious teenager along with his best friend. One time, him and his best friend managed to get 6 2-liter bottles of beer. After drinking all of it with his best friend, Ghost Toast went home where he told his mother that he was hungry. So he grabbed a bar of soap and furiously munched on it, saying that it tasted just like chicken. He then asked whether it was store-bought or if she made it herself. Angry, Ghost Toast's mom sent him to his room, where he went into a voice channel on Discord and cried, saying that he was dying and didn't know where he was. Since that night, Ghost Toast never touched alcohol again. Number 5 was submitted by XX Wolf Crusher XX. One time, Sid was at a friend's party where he got drunk. He took off all his clothes and began running around a table. Then, he started grabbing Star Trek action figures and shoved them up his ass while screaming, "Beam me up, Scotty!" Sid's friend, who was sober, went over to him and asked what the hell he was doing. Sid screamed, "I'm a moose, and Scotty won't beam me up!" Number 4 was submitted by iFrostyRabbit I. Dolan celebrated his 21st birthday by drinking. But being the lightweight he is, after a couple of beers, he was completely wasted. He went outside and saw that it was dark, so he wanted to go back inside, but he locked himself out of his apartment. Instead of knocking on the door so his mother could let him in, Dolan stumbled into a dumpster and started to climb inside. He decided it would be the best place to spend the night. However, a neighbor saw him climbing inside and tried to pull him away. Dolan screamed, "Help! He's trying to kidnap me!" The neighbor ran into the apartment to tell Dolan's mother what her son was up to. By the time his mother's friend came out to get him, Dolan was already fast asleep inside the dumpster. The next thing he knew, Dolan woke up in his living room covered in garbage. After being told what happened, Dolan quickly jumped in the shower. Number 3 was submitted by Cat Toodle. Spincess's parents once got incredibly drunk at a party they were throwing and offered her a shot of vodka. Being an idiotic 16-year-old, Spincess drank it. That one shot turned into several others, and soon she was drunk. She started talking about how she was a magical fairy from the moon who was sent to Earth to protect people from the evil wizard who was going to kill everyone. All of Spincess's friends laughed at her, taking out their phones and recording her falling over and running into walls. Her boyfriend at the time, who was also drunk, dragged her up to her bedroom. That was when she blacked out. When Spincess woke up the next morning, she threw up all over her bed. She then saw her boyfriend in the corner jerking off. After that, Spincess passed out again. She doesn't remember anything that happened after that. Number 2 was submitted by Hatchet Man with an extra N. When Wolfgang was 17, he was a heavy drinker. One night, after drinking a lot of whiskey, Wolfgang's parents got angry and kicked him out of the house. So he went to a friend's house and asked if he could spend the night. His friend said he could. Between the front door and walking upstairs to the bedroom, Wolfgang threw up all over the stairs and all over the walls. When he got to bed and was trying to sleep, he decided he wanted a glass of water. On his way down the stairs, completely naked, he accidentally wandered into the bedroom of his friend's sister. Her sister was in bed with her boyfriend and they were sound asleep. Wolfgang threw up again, only this time it was all over the floor and on his friend's sister and her boyfriend. Despite being covered in thick vomit, his friend's sister and her boyfriend didn't wake up. He left the bedroom giggling, but decided that it would just be best to go back to bed. The next afternoon, Wolfgang woke up and found his friend cleaning up the vomit. Number 1 was submitted by Fine Collection. When Pringle and his friends graduated from high school, they planned to go to a nightclub where everyone else who graduated was going to celebrate. Before going to the nightclub, Pringle and his brother went to a friend's house with 6 other friends for a pre-drink. Pringle was drunk, but managed to keep a sober-looking face and got into the nightclub. Once he got inside, however, the buzz hit him. Pringle rushed around wildly to each classmate, telling them how much he appreciated them. He ran up to one classmate and felt his face, saying, "This 5 o'clock shadow is spectacular!" After that, Pringle grabbed one of the security guards and started to waltz with him while singing "Be Our Guest" from Beauty and the Beast. The security guard threw him out of the nightclub and onto the sidewalk. Pringle sat on the sidewalk for over 2 hours waiting for his friends to come out. When they did, he told them what happened. To this day, Pringle still feels shitty about missing his graduation celebration because of his own stupidity. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What was the strangest thing you've ever seen at summer camp? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown.